Level 1, no offers. You're sitting in the interview room, hands resting on your lap, as if any movement would betray just how desperate you are. The HR manager doesn't look at you, they look at the screen. They ask, "What's your expected salary?" You know you shouldn't lowball, but you also know you have nothing right now, no other offers, no alternatives. In your bank account is 3 weeks' worth of rent. You say a number that's slightly above your actual need because someone once taught you to ask for a little more. The HR manager doesn't stiffen their face, nor do they smile, they just type. Deep down, you know that in this moment, all the power in the room is in their hands. 2 days later, the phone rings. The offer comes through, but it's 15% less than what you asked for. The email says, "Our budget is limited at this moment, but there will be room for review in the future." You know future review means nothing. It's a sentence crafted so you can't say no. You think about counteroffering. You draft an email, delete it, draft it again. In the end, you send one line, soft, almost apologetic, "Can I hope for a little more?" The reply arrives within an hour, short and final. "Sorry, this is our best." You don't know if it's true or just a script, but you have no way to verify because you have no other offer to compare it against. You accept. On your first day in the office, a colleague, same position, same experience, jokes lightly about their own salary. The number makes your stomach twist. They earn $8,000 more than you. When you ask why, the answer comes, "I had another offer in hand." You had nothing, and no one fears someone who has nothing. Those who cannot be feared aren't given a seat at the negotiation table, they're simply told the number and asked to sign. Rule 1. Having no offer means you have no power, and no one negotiates with the powerless, they just inform them. Level 2, one offer in hand. Something has changed. You have a piece of paper in your pocket now, an offer letter from another company. The number isn't huge, but it's there. And the word "there" changes your voice. This time on the phone, you don't pause, you don't rush your words. You say, "I have another offer, but I'd like to stay. Can you match it?" On the other end, a few seconds of silence. This silence never existed before. This silence means they're calculating. The manager says they need to take this upstairs. Before, nothing ever went upstairs. All decisions came instantly. Now suddenly there's a process, a delay. You realize delay means consideration, and consideration means you've become a question mark for the first time. 2 days later, the call comes. They increase the base salary by 9%. The gap isn't fully closed, but it's a number that was never on the table before. You understand, this increase isn't because of your merit, it's because you now have proof that someone else wants you. You decline the other offer and stay, but something sticks. Your value was never in your work. It was in your alternatives. From the day you gained the ability to say no, the price of your yes went up too. Rule 2. One offer doesn't make you strong. It just proves you're not interchangeable. You're harder to replace. Level 3. 2 competing offers. Now 2 companies are fighting each other and you're in between. This feeling is new. Someone is waiting for you. Someone is afraid of losing you. For the first time, you notice recruiters reply to your emails within an hour, where before it took 3 days. When you try to schedule a call, their calendars suddenly show wide open, though they used to say they had very busy weeks. One company says, "We're building a special package for you." Those words, special and for you, sound strange to your ears, because 6 months ago, you were just a number, a resume in a folder. Now you're a problem that needs solving. The other company offers a signing bonus, something you hadn't even imagined at level 1. You negotiate, direct, fearless, because you know if one says no, the other is waiting to say yes. But there's also discomfort. Both companies pressure you for a quick decision. "This offer will be open for 48 hours, one writes. You understand this urgency isn't for your benefit, it's for theirs, so you don't have time to think coldly. Under pressure, you pause and ask something you never dared before. What's your absolute best? For the first time, a firm gives you the real number because they know you're willing to risk losing them. Rule 3. When 2 people want you, you finally learn your real worth, because competition is the only thing that can't lie. Level 4. Rare skill. You have a skill that few people in the market possess. The moment you walk into the interview, the language on the table shifts. No one asks, "Why should we hire you?" They ask, "How can we convince you to join us?" The difference feels small, but it changes everything. A hiring manager says bluntly, "We want you even if we have to go beyond budget." For the first time, you hear a sentence that didn't come from any script. It came from real anxiety, because they know people like you are few and far between. You set conditions. Remote work, equity alongside the signing bonus, even a stipulation that for the first 3 months, you choose your own projects. The company agrees to everyone. You realize negotiation was never about courage. It was about scarcity. Your voice is the same, your phrasing is the same, but now every word carries weight because the person speaking isn't replaceable. Your old colleagues, who are still learning to ask for a little more, can't understand why things seem so easy for you. It's not easy, it's just different because between supply and demand, you're no longer on the wrong side. Rule 4. Scarcity speaks louder than courage. When you're rare, every condition of yours sounds reasonable. Level 5. Recruiters come to you. You're not looking for a job, but a message arrives on LinkedIn, personal, written with your name, referencing a specific project of yours. The very system that once filtered out your resume with automated screening now sends a human to find you. You don't reply to the first message. 2 days later, a follow-up arrives, then another. The urgency is on their side, not yours. The call happens. They state the salary figure before you even ask, because they know if they don't say it first, you might not even speak. The number is 30% above your current salary. Before you can say anything, they add, "This is a starting point for discussion, not final." You understand, in this conversation, you're not the applicant. You're not a product being sold. You're the rare thing people line up to buy. You ask why they chose you. The answer: your name came from 3 different people. You don't know who they are, but you understand your work has reached places beyond your reach. At this level, negotiation no longer exists, only terms to be set. Rule 5. When you're sought after, you're no longer a candidate. You're a target, and no one negotiates with a target, they convince them. Level 6. A recognized name in the industry. Your name is mentioned at conferences. You're invited to panels. When you think about changing jobs, there's no interview process, just a coffee meeting, a conversation that doesn't sound formal, but is actually the start of an offer. The CEO of the company calls personally because at this level, hiring managers don't decide alone, decisions come from above. Your conditions are no longer asks, they become expectations. Board seats, public speaking budgets, freedom to choose your own team, these are now in the first line of negotiation, not the last. A competing company learns you're in talks, and suddenly they send a proposal too, just to pull you away from others. You realize companies are now fighting not for your talent, but because they fear your absence. You find an old email from years ago where you'd written in almost pleading language for a 5% raise. You don't laugh when you read it, you just go silent. Because you understand, you haven't changed, your position in the market has. Rule 6. When your absence becomes a risk, negotiation stops, only offers remain. Level 7. Board level executive. Now the boardroom goes silent to hear your voice. Compensation packages are no longer described with the word salary. They include equity, vesting schedules, golden parachutes, performance bonus tiers written by lawyers. You don't sit alone at the negotiation table. You have an agent, a lawyer, speaking language on your behalf. You never learn to speak yourself. The company doesn't try to match you. They try to retain you. The word itself is different, because retention means they're admitting the fear of loss is real. A board member calls personally just to say, "We don't want to lose you." You understand this call didn't come from an HR script. It came because your departure could affect the company's stock price. For the first time, you set a condition that's directly tied to the company's future strategy. What projects get shut down, what gets prioritized, will depend on your input. This is no longer a personal salary negotiation. This is a power negotiation. Rule 7. At this level, you're not looking for a job. Organizations are looking to tether their future to your decisions. Level 8. Irreplaceable talent. You no longer have interviews, just conversations, and at the end of every conversation, a proposal already tailored to your preferences, because those who draft it know one wrong word could cost them. Leaders from multiple industries wait for your time. Your decision doesn't just affect one company, it can steer an entire sector. When you consider leaving an organization, the news of your departure becomes news itself. Competitors publicly welcome you, even before you've made a final decision. Your conditions don't have to fit within company policy. Company policy gets rewritten around your conditions. You think back to that first room, where you sat with your hands on your lap, trying to muster the courage to say a number. Right now, somewhere, someone is sitting in that same room. They have no offer in hand. Their voice is trembling. The HR manager is looking at the screen, asking, "What's your expected salary?" The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. The less desperate you are, the more power you have. And the more desperate you are, you're just sent a number to sign. Rule 8. Negotiation was never a game of merit. It was always a game of alternatives. You are the same person at every level. Only the person across the table decides who you are, based on what you hold in your hand.